Regional Minister Linda Obinovah-Cruz given encroachers of the Lab Beach and Pesci Lagoon a 21-day window to cease works on the bathers and seek proper authorization at earmarked sites. Now let's move on to a first story. And the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Enchi Bosianko, popularly known as Chairman Wontemi, has applied to the High Court for bail pending the hearing of his appeal against his 20-year prison sentence over illegal mining-related offences. The application, filed on August 5, 2026, states that Wontemi is currently serving a sentence at the Nsawam medium security prisons, and through his lawyer, Samuel Atachia, he is asking the court to grant him bail while his appeal is being heard. The motion, filed under the Criminal and Other Offences Act and the Courts Act, is supported by an affidavit outlining the grounds for the request. The application is scheduled to be heard by the High Court, Criminal Division 4 in Accra on August 19, 2026. Copies have been served on the Office of the Attorney General and the Director of the Nsawam Medium Security Prisons. Chairman Wontemi was sentenced to 20 years imprisonment after the High Court found him guilty on 6 charges linked to illegal mining activities involving Akonta Mining Company Limited at Samreboy in the Western region. According to prosecutors, the accused unlawfully assigned mineral rights without the approval of the sector minister and facilitated mining operations without the required authorization, contrary to the Minerals and Mining Act. The High Court will now decide whether to grant Wontemi bail while his appeal against the conviction is pending. Now, the government of Ghana has evacuated 44 more citizens from South Africa as part of the second phase of its repatriation exercise in response to the ongoing waves of xenophobic attacks targeting foreign nationals. The arrival brings together the total number of Ghanaians from South Africa to 2,368 since May 2026. So, this brings about the number of people that have come to Ghana have been repatriated by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to 1,368. This is just another phase of the repatriation exercise, and it will be continuing according to the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa. Now, we will bring you more on this. Till then, the number of people came, I think this week, 44 more people arrived in Ghana. We'll bring you more on that soon. Now, we will take a break and we'll be right back. We'll bring you more stories shortly.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal toothpaste. Kel Charcoal toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is a hobby, a man is swing, Nesansu Mama Hotoso, a bedroom. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Finding my dream apartment in just 2 days was a breeze with 7terragh.com. Looking for your next home, the perfect piece of land, or the best commercial property for your business? Are you worried about sending money home for property and finding nothing when you return? Well, worry no more. 7terragh.com is just a platform to find prime lands, perfect properties, or vibrant real estate development at the click of a button. 7terragh.com is your go-to property listing platform that allows you to register, list, rent, buy or sell, and connect with correct agents. With our AI-powered smart search, personalized dashboards, verified agent connection, and interactive property maps, all your property needs have been made easier. Check us out on 7terragh.com or contact us on 0302-998-246 or 0561 032 252. 7terragh.com, powered by MNC Properties.
Today's class is going to be an exciting one. Now, who can share an unforgettable moment in their life? Okay, Asempa.
I'd like to talk about my first time. It was her natural look, complemented by her favorite green silky apparel that caught my attention. I have to say, she automatically possessed me with her smile, which exposed her beautiful white teeth. That's not all, her enduring signature perfume could be smelled from afar. Madam, why do you look so surprised? My first time with her was special and irresistible. I'm talking about Cindy Rice. Cindy Rice can be found in selected supermarkets nationwide.
Cindy Rice, sweet aroma, great taste.
This advert is FDA approved.
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m., Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m., Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m., and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m. Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, Channel 133 on DSTV.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. Change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference, Wahuni Diema on Mine Tumpo.
Hello, I know very well that you care about the environment, and for that reason I expect you to be part of the IMG Clean Conference on the 21st of August at the City Conference Center. Let's meet, engage, and find better way of protecting our environment. I'm sure it's important to you and you will be there. My name is Fifi Boafo. I will definitely join you at the conference. See you.
It's Ghana Sanitation and Environmental Conference in Legon, CD Conference, on the 21st of August. My name is Haja Hamdatu Ibrahim Hussein. I'm going to be there. Kuduko kuzu, kuji enna zayi, abinde sa enna ruwa yezo eche Accra. Ula sonko wa yezo, nyeso kuzo, agwada muko enna za kuyi, nyeso nguwanin kuduka, kuzamna cikin sabta. Don sabta Allah ma ya ce mu bari gidanmu, garinmu akwai sabta. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Ghana ya ho siesie ne sebi ye mantem ne mpotemu siesie ne ho hia eno ntino join the Ghana Sanitation and Clean Environment Tishayen 21st of August ewo City Conference Center ewo Legon na yina yembesua kwa befa so ye betumi ama ahudie ene Ghana mantem ne mpotemu siesie ebema Ghana etumi afa ntuma papa efra entime ye fa meke tishema mebo hobi eno ntime make sure say won so oba beka ye ho ne yina ya pre apɛ Ghana aho siesie ene ye ho gina ye eho ana montu medase.
This is just to invite you to a sanitation and clean environment conference being organized by Metro TV. I mean, this is a way of them to also contribute to the country's achievement of SDG 6, which is on clean water and sanitation. So when corporate organizations do some of these things, especially for a media house that is within the fourth estate of the realm, being this responsible to help facilitate. SDGs are supposed to be achieved by 2030. We're in 2026. We all need to play our part. This is a special invitation to you to come participate, share ideas, so we can also share as a people, to also enhance the efforts of the country to achieve SDG 6, which is on clean water and sanitation, and also to mitigate some of the issues we are facing recently. For the past 11 years and recently, on 29th June, what happened to us, the number of lives. We can't continue to be losing lives in the names of sanitation and clean environment. So please make it a point to attend the Sanitation and Clean Environment Conference being organized by Metro TV on the 21st of August. Thank you for attending.
Right, hello there. Welcome back from the break. Many thanks for staying with us here on Good Afternoon Ghana. Welcome to live from our studios here at North Region Accra, and we're also live on Facebook, Metro TV Ghana. Also on YouTube, we are on the Metro TV Ghana and DSTV channel 277. Thank you so much for staying with us. We're until 2 p.m. as we wrap up the working week. Now, we have conversations coming up on the show today. We'll be talking to a guest about a very important program that is coming up to help shape the generation we have now, and especially with the women. And so we'll be talking to them about the Women Arise 2026 program. And then you'd remember that a few days ago we had a conversation with NAPS on the concerns about the recently released BCA results. Now they've raised concerns of some of the results, saying that people that or students that they knew who are very brilliant when the results came out, there were some discrepancies in the results. I beg your pardon. And they have been calling on the WAEC to find a solution to the problem. WAEC held a press conference yesterday addressing the situation, and my colleague Ekosechi Saki was there. We'll take a look at the statement from WAEC, what was said at the press conference, and again, get some reactions from NAPS about what exactly they want WAEC to do again, because WAEC says that this is accurate, this is what has been done, and they would open up avenues for remarking and all of that. And then later on the show, we'll connect with Long Nuku Alija. He's a legal practitioner. He's also a lecturer at the Faculty of Law at GIMPA. I will be discussing the application put in by Chairman Wontumi, a bail application, and we understand that the court will hear that on the 19th of August. What really are his chances on that? So these are the conversations we have coming up on Good Afternoon Ghana today. So stay with us. Once again, my name is Desmond Okrekudan. So let me introduce my guest for our very first conversation here in the studio. I have Reverend Mrs. Christine Okanse. She is National President of Women of Action, and also I have Reverend Mrs. Naomi Ahenkra, immediate past Vice President of the group. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Let me begin with you, our President, all right? Just so we would understand the basis for the conversation of Women of Action, can you just give us a brief of what this group is about?
So Women of Action is the women's ministry in Action Chapel International.
Okay. Oh, the women's ministry.
That's right, the women's ministry in Action Chapel International.
Right. When it comes to the women's ministry in churches, I usually think about is it when people get married? Is it when the ladies get married that join the group, or any woman in the church can be part of the women's ministry?
Every woman in the church should be a member of the women's ministry.
Oh, okay. So that's how it's run at Action. Okay.
And please know that our father, His Eminence, the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, and our mother, Lady Rosa Whitaker Duncan Williams, they are very much interested in the women's ministry and in the lives of the women.
And how long has it been around, and what exactly have been some of the works you've been putting in? Because a lot of people write a lot of things on social media when it comes to church, and more so when you say you're part of a ministry like the women's ministry. Say, oh, what do they teach there? All of those things. So, immediate Vice President, if you could just share with us, Reverend Mrs. Ahenkra.
Okay, so that's the women's ministry you're referring to. Okay, so in Action Chapel, we call it Women of Action because you expect that every single woman in action will be a part of the ministry. And so we have for women 30 and above who belong to the main women's ministry, and below from 18 to 30, we have the maidens ministry for them.
Okay.
And also there's a distinction between the two. Okay. Yes, the younger ones and then the older ones. And so during our meetings, of course, the usual preaching and praying, and then also we do skills training.
Okay.
Because like my president said, our father, the Archbishop, and Lady Rosa, they are very much interested in empowering women. So we do quite a lot of skill training as well to help the women.
Okay. Fantastic there. Let's talk about this program, Women Arise, so that we would understand it from the perspective of the impact that it has had over the past years. So the question would be, every year comes up, well, really, we just go and gather, but what has been the impact of this program over the years? And from last year to this year, what was the thoughts that went into the preparation for this year?
Every Women Arise has its impact, the impact it makes in the lives of the women. It's never the same. Each Women Arise has its testimonies, has the impact, has, the way it molds us. The main thing is to mold the lives of the women. The main thing is to impact the lives of the women. Because you know that women have the ability to impact their generation.
Right.
Okay, so the main thing is to impact the lives of the women who will in turn impact their families, impact their neighborhood, impact their community and their country, and even the world at large.
Okay. And being an executive, in the past executive, when it comes to organizing this program, what goes into it?
Thank you. A lot actually goes into it, but it's teamwork.
Okay.
Yes, we have a lot of ladies who actually help to put up the program. So we have various subcommittees, that meet and then plan, and then we all come together, fine tune, and we have the support of our Papa and Lady Rosa, and that has been very helpful because they're always there to support us.
Okay.
Yeah, so the planning has always been excellent.
Fantastic. Can I say, Action has lots of branches across the country. So with this program, how does it work? It's held here in Accra, so everybody around
comes.
the country comes.
Everybody comes,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, right.
Even outside the country.
Okay.
Yes, everybody comes. It's a women's convention for the year.
Oh.
Women are right.
Oh, so
yes,
women's convention.
Women's convention, yeah, 2026 Women of Action Convention.
Fantastic.
So every woman, Accra, Kumasi, wherever in Ghana, outside Ghana, they're expected to be part of the conference.
You have a very interesting theme. In fact, part one of shaping generations, so women shaping generations. And so it brings a question to mind that I'm sure over the years you've had daughters that you've mentored, and there is a new generation now. How do you juxtapose the impact that as reverend ministers and as mothers, as wives, and you see the generation now, what goes into your mind? How do you handle this generation in particular? Erin, who would want to go first on this one? Erin, look, you start first.
I'm laughing because just this afternoon, I almost asked somebody who raised you, because the person did something, I almost said, who raised you? Because it is the responsibility of women, really, to raise daughters, sons, to impact lives.
Right.
In as much as the men are there, the men help, but it is a woman who raises the children. So not necessarily your biological children, your spiritual children, the children in your neighborhood, the children in your community. It is the responsibility of a woman. And this is what we have done over the years, by the grace of God, impacting the lives of women. And there are women, there are children, there are girls, there are ladies that look up to you because they see the kind of life you live. So which means that you must be an example, a good example for them to follow.
Okay, very nice. To you.
Yes, so to add to what my president has said, when you look at our theme and then the scripture.
Right, so that's Ruth 3 verses 1.
Yes, that's Ruth and Naomi.
Okay.
So you see the gap there, generations. And that is what it's all about, impacting generations. Okay, and so even at Action Chapel, we have a mentorship program.
Okay.
And the mentorship program is for the older women to mentor the younger ones. So we pair them, a younger woman with an older woman, and then they start mentorship. So that helps us to address this generational gap and to help the younger ones, like Bible entreats us to do.
Right, and I consider that this generation, they don't like. How do you handle the stubbornness of this particular generation, as they call themselves? Because the Gen Z and the
Love covers a lot.
Okay.
Love does a lot. Patience does a lot.
Love and patience.
And trying to understand them.
And trying to understand them,
What's some of the things that you've understood about young people now that maybe in your time you thought, no, it can't be like this, but with the young people now, this is what it is, and so you'd have to just accommodate and show them the love.
Listening.
Yeah.
Listen to them.
Okay.
Be patient with them. Listen. And try to make sense of whatever they're saying. Then you can show them the way. If you don't listen to them and you argue with them and both arguing, you won't get anywhere.
Right. Is that
yes, and using my family as an example.
Okay.
I have children at home, and we have a family platform. Once in a while, you just see a notice on the platform. Please, I'll be in my room doing so and so. Please do not disturb. And I can't imagine myself telling my daddy or my mommy that I'll be in my room doing so and so. So please don't disturb for the next 2 hours or 3 hours. I mean, it's unimaginable, but that is the, the generation we are dealing with. So we just have to flow with it. That's what she wants, and so But our time, who dare you?
It's good that you've understood the times that have changed and adapting to it. And so that's why you have, I can see on the flyer, seasoned men and women of God who are coming around for Women Arise 2026. So take us through that, Reverend Okase.
So we have Bishop James Kwekusa, who's going to be speaking on Thursday the 20th. And we have Bishop Irene Akwa-Hayford, who's going to be speaking on Friday morning. And then we have Bishop Olivia Doche, who will speak Friday evening. And then we have our mother, Lady Rosa, Whitaker Janka Williams, who will be, together with Her Excellency Joel Taylor, the former Vice President of Liberia. We'll be having a panel discussion on this same matter, women shaping generation. So it's going to be exciting.
It's going to be exciting, yes. And of course, the father.
And our father will be
yes.
there.
Yes.
And our father, His Eminence, the Archbishop Nicholas Zanka will be there.
Will be there to support.
He'll be there to bless us, to support, yes, to bless us. He'll be there to bless us. He'll be there to bless us.
Right. So this is happening from the 20th to the 22nd of August.
Absolutely.
So that's what, next 2 weeks?
Very much.
That's the next 2 weeks. That's where it's happening. Of course, it's at the Action Chapel International Prayer Cathedral.
It's on Spintex Road.
Okay. Is it free?
Absolutely free.
Very
it's free.
It's free.
Very, very free. In fact, we're also having free medical
screening. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
That is also free.
Right. So the whole program, 20th to 22nd, is free. You're not paying anything. Come and listen to these seasoned men and women of God who impact. Of course, it's not just about the activities of the church and growing as a Christian woman, but the things that happen in the world, at the workplace, in the home, the family. Very important to discuss all of these things. So we're doing Thursday in the evening.
Thursday evening.
Okay.
Friday morning.
Okay.
And Friday evening, and then Saturday morning.
So just to add to that, Friday morning, there will be ministration for special needs, like women who need the fruits of the womb, women who have special needs, who make time and minister to them. So we encourage all such, the single who are believing God to get married, they should all come and who trust God that God will meet them, at the point of their need.
In fact, wherever that believers meet, the power of God is there, and more so if it's at the prayer cathedral, you know what can happen there. So please make your way 20th to 22nd of August 2026 at the Prayer Cathedral, Action Chapel International. It's the Women of Action who are coming together for the Women Arise 2026. Any other information you want to add before we wrap it up?
Yes, we also have skill training.
Okay.
Yes, like we've said, our Papa believes very much in empowering the women.
Okay.
So on Friday afternoon, after the administration, we have skill training. So we train the women, and that is also free in various skills. Some are able to use it, as a side business, or even some their main business. So this year, we're also going to have a skill training once again, and then we'll train women, empower them economically, so they can be a blessing, to their families.
Fantastic, Reverend Okase.
Yes, and I want to say again that Women Arise is a wonderful time of growth for all women. So this event is free, like we said earlier. It is free, and we encourage every woman to be part of this this program, Women Arise 2026.
Okay.
Be there from Thursday to Saturday, from Thursday to Saturday. And we believe that every woman carries within her the power to make a change, to transform her world. So we are asking everyone to kindly come and taste and see that Women Arise is a good place to be.
Yes. Our women, we love them, our mothers, our wives, our daughters, everybody. We love you. So please make it a point to be there from Thursday 20th to 22nd of August. Again, let me go through the amazing speakers that will be there. Of course, the Papa of the House will be there, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams. You have Lady Rosa Whitaker Duncan Williams, the Mama of the House, as we say, and Bishop Emeritus James Sarr will be there. Her Excellency Joel Howard Taylor, former Vice President of Liberia. Bishop Olivia Doche is Regional Bishop for Region 2. Okay. Bishop Dr. Irene Akwa-Hayford is Traditional Bishop, Regional Bishop, Region, for London.
Yes.
Okay. She'll be there. And also, you, as a president, you'll be leading the whole delegation to have this. I love action, right? When I think I've been in action once. I enjoyed it. Action Chapel, Patasi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Patasi.
Okay. Yeah.
Very nice location.
Yeah, sure.
Very cozy. Very cozy. And the head pastor was really nice. I was just looking for a place to go to church, to attend church one Sunday, and I thought Baptist was far. Then I entered Action Chapel, then I really loved it. And so,
that's awesome.
Yes. So please make sure that you attend this program. It is free, and then you would definitely be blessed. If you go to the house of the Lord, you can never leave there the same. Thank you so much for coming this afternoon.
Thank you for having us. So your wife is also invited. A very special invitation.
Okay, yes. So a special invitation to all the wives of people I know in this building. Please make your way to, so that's it on the screen, Women Arise 2026, with the theme Women Shaping Generations, from Ruth chapter 3, verse 1, and all the speakers there from 20th to 22nd of August 2026 at the Prayer Cathedral, Action Chapel, Spintex. And all powerful ministers will be there too. So there's a health screening, as you mentioned, that's free. Also the skills training, which is also free. So very important. Times have changed. You cannot just go to church every day and not be doing anything. Go and learn how to braid, how to do beats, how to do these drinks, tie and dye, all of these things. You get that skill training at this particular program. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Right. So we're going to show you or play to you the press conference by WAEC on the concerns raised about the BEC results. So let's take a look at that.
WAEC, following the release of the 2026 Basic Education Certificate Examination, has come under public criticism and scrutiny, with a section of the public questioning the veracity of the released provisional results. The Ghana National Association of Private Schools has raised concerns of possible errors in the processing and attribution of results, citing issues of grades being awarded for subjects candidates did not register for or write, results that did not reflect students' known academic performance, and unexplained failures, among others. Addressing a news conference in response to the concerns, Head of Public Affairs at WAEC, John Kapi, says the exams body used the strained grading system, which assesses candidates based on their performance relative to the overall performance of all candidates.
Under no circumstances does WAEC discriminate against candidates on the basis of whether they attended private or public schools. How BEC scripts are marked. The Council employs rigorous quality assurance procedures throughout the entire marking process. We ensure that there is anonymity between the examiners and the scripts they mark. This is done by swapping the scripts of candidates across regions, coding and packaging of scripts, and random allocation of scripts to examiners, among others. Scripts are marked strictly according to approved standard marking schemes developed by experts in the various subject areas, and all examiners from both private and public schools are made to acquaint themselves with it before the marking process commences. The Council does not operate different marking schemes or grading systems for public and private schools. This misconception has been addressed repeatedly by the Council over the years. Grading system. The Council uses the State 9, also known as Standard 9, grading system.
WAEC released the provisional results of the 2026 BECE on Wednesday, July 29, announcing that the subject results of 601 candidates had been cancelled for engaging in examination malpractice.
Right, so that was the story there, and there's a breaking news that I'll share with you before we get into this conversation. So a lot of people were calling for a reshuffle. There's a statement from government about a reshuffle. Let me get to that real quick, and then we can speak to our guest here from NAB. So this one says that President Mahama nominates and reassigns ministers of state. President John Dramani Mahama has, in accordance with Article 78(1), submitted the names of the following to Parliament through the Speaker for prior approval of ministers of state. So one, Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. And you remember that this ministry had a minister who was involved in the helicopter crash and passed on. And so, and it was being headed, an interim or a caretaker minister in the person of Emmanuel Amakofi-Boa, the Minister for Lands, Natural Resources, was there. But now, Dr. Zaneto Agyeman-Rawlings has been nominated for that ministry, to head that ministry, Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. And for Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Mahama Ayariga has been nominated for that ministry, to take over that ministry. And remember that that ministry was headed by Ahmed Ibrahim. Ahmed Ibrahim was the minister for the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, and Mahama Ayariga is the majority leader in Parliament. Right. So it continues that the president has also reassigned the following ministers to the corresponding portfolios. So reassigned portfolio, Ministry of Defense, that was headed by Dr. Omane Boamah, who also passed in the helicopter crash. And now it is the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, Kenneth Gilbert J, who is now reassigned to the Ministry of Defense. And for the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources, Ahmed Ibrahim, who was the Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, has been reassigned to the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources. So this is the breaking news that we're sharing with you coming from the presidency. Once again, Dr. Zaneto Agyeman-Rawlings has been nominated to be the minister for the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. Mahama Ayariga, who is the majority leader in Parliament, has been nominated to take over the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs. And for the reassigned portfolios, Kenneth Gilbert J, who was Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, has been reassigned to the Ministry of Defense, and Ahmed Ibrahim, who was Minister for Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, has been reassigned to the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources. So that is the latest there, as we're sharing with you. Right, so we're getting into the conversation, continuing with the conversation about the BEC results. We played the story there, the response from, that is why on some of the concerns raised by NAPS especially. And so joining us in studio, Eridon Jean Joseph is Communications and Partnership Manager for the Ghana National Association of Private Schools. He joined us a few days ago as they raised concerns about the recently released results from WAEC on the BEC, and he's here. Jean, welcome.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sure you've taken time to listen to the press conference, the concerns raised. Let me just go ahead and read some portions of the statement from WAEC, and then we get into this particular conversation here. Let me just do that real quick, and then we can continue with this conversation. Right. So WAEC says that, and that is to private schools, that the assessments and grading processes are guided by internationally accepted principles. What do you say to that?
Yes, good afternoon once again, and good afternoon to all your viewers across the country and beyond. Yes, we've heard the response from WAEC, we've read their statement, and we've equally followed the conversation from their side. They have always emphasized that the standard is internationally, recognized. But our concern this year is, indeed, they might say it is international standard, but the discrepancies that are glaring in the face of this standard cannot be overlooked. Just like the instances we keep echoing all the time, that you can imagine an institution as credible as they claim to be as WAEC having to publish results, and within times the results keep changing, and within times you are able to accord certain results to individuals that have not sat for that particular paper. And so if they indeed claim that is standard, internationally standard, procedure in collating or their examination processes. We've heard them, but they should prove that with their actions and with the results that we are seeing from our students across the country.
So, do you think there's a particular agenda against private schools? Because that's where you are coming from, because the results also include those from government schools. And there's not necessarily been agitations from, from the government schools, the private schools who are raising these concerns.
At this point, we don't want to conspire. We don't want to believe there is any agenda. But indeed, if their actions are pushing us to see some of these things, indeed, perceptions are backed by, some of these occurrences that are happening. We don't want to conspire, but their actions and inactions are making us to believe. And so, at this point, we are also speaking as representative of the private education sector. We are not speaking for the public. If the public also have concerns from that angle and they are not speaking, we can speak for them. There are a lot of concerns on social media. There are a lot of concerns from parents across on various other sister media platforms that are not even, possibly you trace and they are not private school students or private school student parents. But then, we speaking for the private school sector, we are not even trying in the first place to do a comparison of a biased exams result. What we are concerned is that the results given are less than the capability of our students. And if they indeed want other evidence to measure what we are saying, we are always available, and we have all such evidence to submit to them that indeed there are inaccuracies, there are discrepancies in the results that were released recently.
Okay. Is it not also a case that the level of education or teaching or learning in the private schools are possibly not going too well or coming down?
I'm just smiling to that question because I'm wondering how the private school we've all known all this while will suddenly have to have concerns with the level of standard or the quality of delivery being given at private schools. We've been known for giving the best of tuition. We've been known for having the best of infrastructure. We've been known for having the best of facilities for our schools. What has become of all these things that we've been known? We kept improving
that doesn't mean that every student of the school of a certain school would be able to pass because we have the facilities to teach.
Our argument has never been that every student must be able to pass. Our argument is that it is a generic concern across, that even students that you know very well. I did alluded the last time that when the results were released, a child actually picked the phone and called personally. And if that child of less than 15 years could voice out things he thinks were wrong with the results, then it is glaring that even we, the adult, cannot sit and gloss over it. And so, yes, we have the infrastructure. We kept improving each and every year. Indeed, we've had a couple of years, about 5 years, plan that we have in improving on infrastructure and technology and innovation. Indeed, this year we are having our conference in Ho that we are going to talk on innovation and technology. Apart from the innovation and technology that we are incorporating into our various schools through installations of systems and all that, we are equally improving upon the physical infrastructure in the various schools. Yes, we know that there are other requirements from the National Teaching Council that is requiring our teachers to be trained and get license. We are working out on all those things. And if you check, there are a lot of partnerships that we have with other tertiary institutions, other universities to make the teacher ancestral accessibility available to our teachers, which we are improving upon. And even upon all these things that we are improving upon, there is no question of the credibility of the quality of education being delivered at every private institution in Ghana.
So, with all of this being said, WAEC says that they can consider remarking. They would consider those requests, but they're not going to, allow you dictate or try to scrutinize, the results that are out, because as I mentioned again, they say that this is international best practices. That is what they go according to in terms of of the marking, and so that's what it is.
It is pathetic when a parent gets to hear WAEC saying they should go for remarking, because as we speak...
No, but if you say that the results do not reflect...
It is pathetic at this moment because as we speak, the school selection process is ongoing.
Right.
When is the parent going to file the remarking process through the school, to the district level, through the regional level, to the national level, WAEC national level? When are they going to go through all these processes? When are they going to go through, or within the 3 months range they are given? When are they going to do? And by the time they are done with all this, placement is over. So the child sit at home and wait until all these processes are over. Then the child go to school next year. And even there's a caveat in the presser that it doesn't mean if you come for remarking, it means you are going to get a higher result. That caveat seems to scare even people away, to say that if you mean you are daring enough to come for remarking, then you should be ready for reduction. That caveat was unnecessary in the presser, and we think that it shouldn't have been set in the first place. And just like I did indicated earlier, there is no time on our side. Some students, as we speak, there are students who have refused to eat since. There are students who are even in hospitals as we speak. These are not exaggerations. If we want evidence on some of these things, we are ready at all point in time to provide some of these evidences to them. And it is worrying. I mean, when the results were released, we did not even start a conversation on the media. It was parents, and then WAEC started responding to the parents, and then we then gathered all the evidences that we need, then came on the media and also start responding. So if they are alleging that we are rather engaging in a media war against them, remember the Ghana National Association of Private Schools is not antagonistic against the West Africa Examination Council. We are only telling them what is wrong in the results release, and we are offering them a platform to prove to themselves or to prove to the Ghanaian public that indeed their system is standard, indeed their system should be trusted, and indeed going into the future we should trust the service that they are going to deliver to the Ghanaian people. Have you
gone there to WAEC to speak to them? You know, because you talk about the media conversation as we're having. There's NACOPS that's also engaged in a number of interviews talking about these things. Has there been an attempt to meet WAEC, to sit with them and explain things, hear also from them what they have to say?
They have always invited, I mean, in their media interviews that their doors are open and all that.
So why haven't you gone there yet?
And just like I said earlier, they started a media war. I want to say they started a media conversation, sorry to say the media war. And we can't also sit aloof and watch them, disband those particular claims that are coming from the parents and coming from the student. We need to gather the fact and data and respond to them. And indeed, as we are speaking, we are working out, we had an emergency meeting yesterday, leadership has an emergency meeting yesterday, and we are working up in engaging them as well. We are equally working up in engaging the Parliamentary Select Committee on Education. And these are things that we are not backing down until we have concrete results. What we are urging them to do now, in as much as they are able to change some of the things that we complain about in the media, we still believe that indeed the results are provisional. They should check the discrepancies that they are having in the system now, change them even before we come with our petitions or we come to have a discussion on the table about this. I can't imagine why WAEC in the first place will think that the association that represents about 43% of educational establishment in the country, I mean the private sector, we are not just a mere group of private schools. Right. If the private sector decide to leave or exit the educational space now, even now that we are in the space, look at the schools under trees. We are helping augment a major section of educational sector that is not being filled. And so if some of these things, let me give you one certain, with the previous policy of 30% priority placement policy, a lot of our parents are withdrawing their students when they get to even the Form 3 to go and write exams. And now the WAEC exams also came to expose this level. Do you think the private schools are going to survive?
Okay. With respect to the remarking and the processes that it goes through, well, Kofi Asare, who is Executive Director for Africa Education Watch, writes on his Facebook page that a private school that I have an interest in it applied to have its script remarked after receiving results that were difficult to reconcile with the school's performance. Now, by the time WAEC reissued the remarketing invoice, sorry, I had to just laugh over this. The affected students were already ending first semester in SHS.
These are the clear issues we are talking about.
Right.
At the time, the procedural processes through this remarking alone is going to end the child's educational drive. We are all assuming to support SDG Goal 4. Then if systems of this nature are going to be a barrier to the child's educational progress, then are we doing good for the country? Indeed, any other element in the education space that become a stumbling block for a child's progress should be checked. And one of these is what we are talking about today. I mean, the BEC results is a progress process that lead them to senior high. And so thousands of Ghanaian children are going to be left behind. We don't even want to believe that this is something that is being done at the back of free SHS. We don't want to believe that in the first place. Because if that is the case, a lot of children that will have been in the senior high will go and be at home. And so please, we are asking the various agencies and the ministry, they should take interest in this. Either than that, they are allowing conspiracies to believe that this is a plan or this is an agenda to reduce the number of people that get into the free SHS space.
All right, so after your meeting yesterday, you say that you're preparing to go and meet WAEC and sit with them to talk about this.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Let's get into some other conversations with the private schools. People raise a lot of concerns that private schools, there are a number of concerns. Let me give one. One is the naming of private schools. You see, I'm just mentioning a name. Okay, no, let me know. something international school. Then you see some academy. My own is the international school that they are. When many people raise that concern, international school. But you see a certain building and you see what happens there. I don't know what the international is with that. Is that not a concern also for you? Are you not looking at some of these things? And then another concern is, of course, payment of a number of things in private schools. You're paying for something, a lot of payments. And then recently there were concerns raised about vacation, that private schools vacate, later after government schools have vacated, and they open earlier before government schools reopen. What is with that? How do you go about that? So let's begin from international school. But the school is not looking international.
So that is actually a different interesting trend of concerns that are within the private sector. International school is supposed to be more of the one with the international curriculum. But at this point, I think there is a need for more education to people that are venturing into the educational sector to realize some of these things. Indeed, we won't assume, or we won't even try to assume that every owner of a private school understand the nuances of some of these things. And so I think there's more education that needs to be done. It shouldn't be only on the Ghana National Association of Private Schools to do this education. In fact, the association is an association of choice. And so we do not hold any regulatory responsibility, neither do we force people to join the association. And so that education, we are offering that. And indeed, just like I alluded earlier, that is why we usually have programs like our conferences, and we get to educate the people about what is in the sector, what best to do in the sector, and how best to deliver. 30th, 25th of this month to 28th of the month, 25th to 28th, we are having the National General Conference at Ho in the Volta region, and we are encouraging some of these people to participate and get to hear some of this education to revert to have the best of names, to have the best of branding, and to deliver the best of quality education to every Ghanaian child. And to the issue of, things that are being asked to be procured by parents in the private schools.
Right.
Yes, we speak about quality education.
Okay.
Education is generally expensive. Do we all agree to the lack of infrastructure and the lack of facilities in the various public schools, some public schools. I mean, those things are indeed probably because of the funding to get those resources and all that. But there are parents who have chosen to get the best of quality education for their wards, and they are able to afford some of these things. Indeed, I can say that 80% to 90% of the parents in private schools are not complaining of the resources that they procure for their kids, because they get, because they get to have the benefit of, the quality that they are looking for in the private sector. And so that is a concern that a smaller section of parents have, but we are also aware that a larger population of the parents in our various private schools back that. And just like we hear conversation about free SHS, where another school of thought is saying that those who can pay, they should pay, and those who can't pay should go. I mean, it's just that same conversation. It's just that same conversation that a parent agrees that I want the best of education, and they are offering their support.
How do you have that authority to look into how much private schools ask as tuition fees?
And so just like I said earlier, the association is an association of choice, and we do not own any regulatory responsibility or right.
But you agree that some private schools, of course, it's an association you can decide to be part of, but you'd agree that some private schools are exploiting parents with respect to the tuition fees that are being paid, and every now and then there's some payment of a sort. You say that some of them, the parents are not complaining because it's quality they are giving up, but if it almost looks like exploitation.
That's one. Let me assure you that none of our members who have been active and have been following all our programs and teachings or events like the conferences and workshops that we have for them will ever go and exploit the community that they are supposed to offer education to. We understand our sector to be a social intervention program for the Ghanaian sector, because why is it? There are a lot of other opportunities, business opportunities to venture into. But an individual has identified that in this particular community, there is no enough education infrastructure for kids to venture or to get schooled. And they decide to enter into. I live within Adenta, and within the space of Adenta alone, how many public schools do we have over there? Barely a few, not even up to 5.
But you have a lot of private schools.
But we have thousands of private schools within Adenta municipality.
So if it's a business, then it means you're doing it for profit.
It is not a business. It is a social intervention that indeed we need the revenue.
And so more charges brings in more profits?
Not more charges bring in more profit. More charges bring in quality infrastructure.
Do you really see that quality in all of the private schools?
Indeed. I think at this point you should be helping us speak out the quality that your child or your sister or your sibling who attends private school deliver at home. Their level of speaking, their handwritings, their intelligence, and everything is evident that the private sector is delivering quality education.
Okay.
I think you mentioned it.
Yeah, there was a last bit about reopening and closing down of the academic year.
Yes, so just like I said, the association is more of a compliance association where membership comply with the directive if they have to. If they don't comply, we don't have that strict regulatory responsibility to compel them. And so usually the Ghana National Association of Private Schools over the years have a calendar, just like the GES has its own calendar. So we have a calendar range that within this time and this time you should vacate your schools. Within this time and this time you should open. And so some schools discretionally might decide not to vacate, and we can't. Maybe
for that one, Ghana Education Service has to find a way there and stop some of these things.
I think it's also interesting to know that the Ghana Education Service, since a few years back, do not have much to do with the private sector. It's rather the National Schools Inspectorate Authority.
Okay.
And so,
so whichever relevant authority is in charge of looking at the private schools also. I'm not inviting them to, but these are the concerns that people have raised about. I don't have a child yet.
But do you know the interesting aspect of that conversation?
Right.
There are parents in this region specifically, in Greater Accra, that even wish that their wards are in school throughout the year. Because that is the safest environment to have your child while you have the time to work. That is the place you think at all times your child should be learning without being glued to either the TV or the smart devices and all that. And so there are some parents, even when we vacate, they still get vacation classes for their watch.
That's not as intensive as what happens in school.
The intensity of that is basically because they are not going to have the teaching period that strict. But the time that the child spends in that particular classes is almost the same as the normal school section.
I can say that for most parents, it will be because they don't want the kids home. So
exactly.
So it's not exactly the point. Going to learn again. It's about just pushing them out of. I mean, we've gone for vacation classes from Tema. I mean, I grew up in Tema. So vacation classes was a thing that everybody was looking forward to. It wasn't because we wanted to go and learn. It was because we were going to meet friends from other places and all of that. I am saying that the bit about the time that academic calendar has to go down and when it has to resume, it is still dwelt on the issue of you'd pay.
So it is not a matter of payment per se. At the point schools are in sections, the owners halt any other venture that they are operating. At the time schools are on vacation, that is the time they also get a chance to do other stuff. But then the focal point of extra classes is the results that they are able to get at the end of each and every academic year. And so you have to even force some teachers to stay and have to offer or deliver those vacation classes. The demand has always been from the parent. There are always PTA meetings where parents demand for some of these things. There is no school that imposes extra classes on kids. All of those are taken at the PTA level, and parents support that 100%, just like you said. Some parents do not want their words home. And so it's not about the money that they take or the small contribution that is given out of that service delivered. But it is the quality that they are seeking at the end of every academic year, and the fact that the parent wants the child to be at a safer environment where he or she can also be away to do other businesses.
Right. Talking about the quality again, when it comes to the teaching, we know for private schools, some private schools, it's not exactly about qualified teachers. You know that. Some private schools is because I'm done with GHS, I'm done with SHS. And so at least I have some 1+1, I can teach 1+1 in class 1. And so they are brought in. And as they are brought in, I don't know if there's some sort of training that goes on with them as to how to handle students, how to, mark, how to teach well, effectively for the pupils to understand what is being taught. Again, there are concerns about remuneration, what they're paid, and so some teachers in the private schools. So we know these issues.
Yes, you definitely heard of those.
Them?
Yes, so on the issue of teachers not being qualified, myself, I've been a private school teacher when I was in the journalism school some years back. And so at the time, I was not done with school yet, and I was teaching. The critical point of why private school deliver the best is supervision. Supervision. And apart from the supervision from the school owners and from the headmasters and all authorities within the school, there is also this particular one that is the Private Schools Association comes in. Workshops and capacity building programs. The Ghana National Association of Private Schools, among its several other responsibilities, organizes workshops and capacity building programs on pedagogy and school administration for our the teachers and then equally the school administrators. And so that improves, even if someone is not a trained teacher, by the time the fellow goes through all these rigorous capacity training over the years, the fellow has a better understanding of pedagogy and the best way to deliver education to the child. And so that is why at all points, you might see a parent, a teacher who has SHS certificate, but the fellow has taught like 5 to 10 years in a particular school and still delivering the same best results given at all times. It is experience on the job. And we all know that there are instances certificates are not even that much necessary. I'm not discounting the fact that every teacher must be trained to teach in a private school. But then there are instances when we see people deliver certain outcome that we know that this is purely out of experience either than the training or the school that they've been through. And so we understand all those concerns. And just like I alluded earlier, the association with other partners are improving upon the teacher quality training by having other partnership programs. As we speak, the Ghana National Association of Private Schools has a partnership, a teacher training partnership with the University of Buckingham in the UK. And they are offering them a full 1-year diploma in education program. In Ghana here, which of the public sector education service providers might be able to even secure a certificate from, a diploma certificate from a university outside through, let's say, either personal or other institutionally supported partnership. And so we are doing our best. We've identified the problem, and we are doing the best to resolve that problem by offering them some of these opportunities as they need.
Okay. Right. So you've been listening to Jean Joseph from NAPS, and we touched on the concerns from the BEC, and we're looking at the happenings with the private schools in the country. And he says that, well, they've been doing their best in terms of capacity training for teachers, school owners, and all of that. So some of you want to pay, some of you too don't want your kids to stay at home. So during vacation, you bring them back in, and that one to do charge. That one they will charge the home vacation classes.
But just imagine a teacher who ordinarily, me, I'm from, let's say, Savannah region.
Right.
If I was a teacher and we are on vacation, that is probably the time I'll have to go and also see the family or do 1 or 2 things over there. But during vacation, my school owner has asked that sacrifice your time and help teach. Within that period, school, though the school still pay the teacher's salary, but what is the incentive? Because during that particular appointment letter, you did not state that you are not going on vacation. Even the teachers in the public sector go on vacation.
And private schools give appointment letter?
Yes, we do. I'm telling you, I've taught before in a private school in Kumasi, Kumasi to be specific. I equally taught in private school, I think years back here in Accra at Amalfrom. And at any point that I've taught in a private school, I get my appointment letter.
Okay.
And the same way, just like I said, the conferences and the event that we organize, these are some of the best practices we try to lead our membership to engage in, so that at the end of it all, we had the best of governance structure, we had the best of monitoring structure, we had the best of trust level between you and the teacher. If you as a private school owner do not offer that appointment letter, the teacher is delivering all right, but there is that fear that because I don't have any legal binding from you, you can chase me away at any point in time. And so we encourage our members at all points in time to do the best, to offer the best, and equally to heed to the best standard of, engaging their teachers or even staff at large.
Okay, so you would definitely, back to the initial conversation on the BC, you're going to sit with WAEC to try and sort this out for the benefits of the students who are in the middle of all of this, so that you can find a solution to the problem, right?
Yes, just like we kept saying, indeed, we are not happy ourselves, but the children are more devastated. As I said earlier, I think 2 days ago, while I was live on one of the sister stations, a parent sent me a message without knowing I was live on one of the sister stations. And she was saying, the best school, maybe I should read that message out, that the best child in the school, a whole private school that has a child delivering 6 A's in all examinations, has aggregate 11. Aggregate 11. And even with that 11, the child has been sick and is at the hospital. When I attended Chambala DA Primary School in Sola, indeed, aggregate 11 at the time shouldn't have been a concern to me. We had those aggregate and we were comfortable with them. And at the point, that is seen as, very best of results. But at this point, where the child knows the capability that he has, and the work that he or she has kept into the examination and write the exams and getting aggregate 11 and still try, and even at the end of it all, being admitted at the hospital is very critical. We don't want this to affect the mental health of our children and we are only urging on WAEC.
Okay.
They shouldn't only look at the associations, discussion on this. They should consider the parents' concern. They should consider the kids' educational progress concern as well as their mental health concern and resolve some of these inconsistencies. We believe this is a provisional result and they can do something about it.
They can do something about it, right. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Eridon Joseph is Communications and Partnership Manager at Ghana National Association of Private Schools. We've gone on a lot of talk, some of the concerns. Today, I really wish that we would have been able to get some responses from our viewers on some of the concerns from private schools, so that we will do that some other time.
I am much abreast with each and every concern.
All the concerns. You know all the concerns.
I am in charge of communications, and by one way, my contact is on the website, and so all the
concerns
comes to me.
What's the biggest concern always?
The biggest concern is when a parent goes to a school owner and asks for a discount because he or she he has, let's say, 3 kids in the school, and the school owner didn't offer the discount. He rather called the association to report the school owner and try to, in a way, malign and lie about the school owner, thinking that we were going to call the school owner, penalize the school owner, or close the school owner down. And so when we went into it, we got to realize that, in fact, we have to have a tripartite engagement with the parent, the school owner, and the association. And we got to realize that these are the facts.
So people don't complain about exorbitant fees?
Fees, in fact, I think it's just few schools that increase fees without consulting their PTAs.
Okay.
Almost all of them consult their PTAs. So we are wondering why, if a parent, you don't attend PTA meeting, then they increase fees and then you come to complain. And every fee increase, there's a physical improvement of either the infrastructure or the learning of the students in the schools.
Okay, right. Are you also, are you for that's the Arabic, the education reforms that the education minister mentioned, the Arabic, the Chinese, learning and French as optional? Are you for that?
Indeed, as a communication person, so one of my biggest regrets is not taking French serious in my JHS.
Oh, so you can speak French?
I can't. I can't speak
Comment
French.
Ça va?
Ça va très bien.
Okay.
and so that was my biggest regret.
Okay.
And I believe that I've seen colleagues who are very fluent in some of these foreign languages, and they had certain international opportunities, and they are far advanced and quite progressing in their career. And so we believe the world is a global village. Understanding and extending other international languages to the Ghanaian education sector will not only improve our access to the international world, but also improve our chances of getting global opportunities on board.
You know, the concern, again, just the final one before we go, the concern again has been that where are we going to get the teachers to teach some of these, and the resources? Because even with French, it wasn't, back then, it wasn't because the French teachers had gone to school to go and learn French.
Yeah.
It's because they came from Togo or Burkina Faso. So they just went through it and just taught us something.
And I must say, most of the French teachers, patience was one of the things they really don't have with us. If they had that, we probably would have learned French by the way. But then what we can say is that we believe that every reform, either in the educational sector or any sector, is being properly planned. And we are believing that if the ministry really has the plan to reform the sector with that, they will actually invest in teacher education before even rolling out nationally.
Okay.
And so we know it is going to be best implemented if indeed it comes to pass.
All right, thank you very much for your time. We're taking a break. When we come back, we'll look at the bill application put in by Chairman Wontumi on his sentence, a 20-year jail sentence. We'll be back shortly after the break.
The pulse of a nation, rising, unshaken. When the Black Stars take the world stage, we don't just play, we bring the storm. Fuel the dream. Support the Black Stars. Storm Energy Drink. Make your mark. Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health. Not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Mommy, good morning.
Oh, good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, First Ghana Colorectal Center, aim to serve a peculiar health need.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kelkit Toothpaste.
Wow.
I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kelkits. Happy smile.
Madam, I'm looking for Abena.
Abena, there's someone looking for you.
Madam, please, where's Abena?
Abena, yes, ma'am. Is this who you are looking for?
Madam, please get me Abena. Please.
Della. Abena bra.
Oh, Abena. It's not Abena rice. Eat any of that. Remove.
Abena rice. And Nijin Kwa. FDA. Ajayadi Kratso Yatsumu.
This July, get ready for stories that will make your heart race. From love and passion to secrets and lies that can ruin everything. Catch the sizzling episodes of Sins and Roses at 4 p.m., Domenica Monteiro at 5 p.m., Be My Sunshine at 6 p.m., and Avenida Brazil at 7 p.m. Central African Time. Only on Novelas Plus, channel 134 on GoTV.
Welcome to GH Schools, your #1 training institute that offers practical-based tuition in media and a variety of skill acquisition-related areas. At GH Media School, we offer journalism and media studies, journalism and media arts, TV and film production, and multimedia production. Also, you are assured of the best beauty training with GH Cosmetology School. We offer training in massage and body therapy, makeup artistry, hair technology. Realize your dream of becoming an astute fashion designer with GH Fashion School. Here, we offer training in bridal wear, suits, ladies and men's wear, children's wear, and millinery. Do you have the interest of preparing sumptuous and tasty foods that meet local and international standards? Then, GH Catering School is the best place for you. We offer training in cookery, pastry and beverage production, events decoration, and hotel management. Be abreast with the current technological trends as you train with GH Technology School. We offer computer systems, hardware and software, CCTV installation, home security, and many more. GH Schools makes available well-equipped studios and workstations to give our learners the practical and industrial standard experience during tuition. Hostel facilities are also available. Instant admission is in progress. Register now. Purchase your admission forms online on Locate us at Achimota Abofu Junction, opposite the Shell filling station. You can also contact us on 0544 622 250, 0577 622 250, 0204 622 250, and 0277 622 250. GH Schools. We say train, practice, achieve.
Right, welcome back from the break. You're still watching Good Afternoon Ghana here on Metro TV with me, Desmond Okrekodan. So we have a final conversation in just about 10 minutes and then we'll wrap up on the show. And we have Lom Nuku Alija. He is a lecturer at the Faculty of Law at Genpa, joining us now on the phone for a conversation on Wontumi because there's a bill application, I beg your pardon, there's an application that has been put in by his team. And so that's an appeal one. So we are going to look at that, as we know that's been set for August 19 there. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for your time.
Yes, good afternoon.
All right. Thank you so much as always. Later I would also ask you about the news we've had this afternoon about the reshuffling and all the other ones. But Chama, to me once again, where do you think, or what do you think his team is trying to achieve with this new move?
Well, that is also within the rights of Chairman Wontumi to explore because bail pending appeal is one of the who is appealing a decision of the court, like a judgment, and in this case, an imprisonment. Of course, the grounds for obtaining bail pending appeal are quite stringent, and it's not enough just to show that you are in prison pending your appeal. You must show the court that there are some exigent circumstances or there are exceptional circumstances which occasion the need for bail pending appeal. And generally, to do that, you must show some inconvenience which is beyond just the mere imprisonment. So, for example, something related to serious health issues. You must also show that the appeal is likely to succeed or there are serious errors in the judgment on which basis you desire the court to grant you bail while the appeal is pending or other humanitarian conditions. Otherwise, the mere fact of imprisonment is not enough to get bail pending appeal. What I've seen is a story related to it in terms of the actual application and the grounds that have been advanced in that application. I'm yet to see those, but these are the grounds that will be accepted by court before you would bail pending appeal.
Okay, right. So we'll see how that goes. And but for him also, I have heard some statement that he's got a health condition. Maybe that could help the application.
He's gotten a conviction.
No, a health condition.
A health condition.
Yes.
Well, yes, it depends on the condition, and of course, it's always one of the grounds to use as a basis. But again, as you know from, let's say, the Criminal Offense Procedure Act, Section 96, which is the ground on which they are coming, or one of the grounds, you have to show more than just that. It's several factors that will be considered by court. And so when you make the application, you have to advance enough facts that show a combination of the various things I've talked about. there must indeed be an appeal on a record. It must show exceptional special circumstances beyond just the mere incarceration, and that include health conditions.
Right. So we'll see how that goes. But let me just take your thoughts on the communication from the presidency regarding the nomination of some persons for some ministries, especially for the two ministers that we lost in the helicopter crash, where the 1 year commemoration was done yesterday. We know for now that Dr. Zaneto Rawlings has been nominated for the Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology. We also know that that is for Defense. Kenneth Gilbert J, who was Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources, has been reappointed to that particular ministry, the Ministry of Defense, and Ahmed Ibrahim has left, or he's been nominated for another ministry, that is Works, Housing and Water Resources, and Mahama Yariga coming in for the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. So I think it's been a long time coming because the need to fill those positions in substantive by substantive ministers has been one of the things that I guess Ghanaians have been waiting for a long time. Perhaps the president wanted to wait for the 1 year anniversary, which was yesterday, and today this communication has come out. I think it's welcome news because since we have the number of ministers has reduced significantly compared to the past, which some of us support because we don't think we need those many ministers. But if you have 60 and two unfortunately have lost their lives, I think we've all been waiting to see replacements for those ministries. So it's good to see that new persons have been nominated to fill this position. And the two nominees are well-known members of parliament who obviously have the capacity to fill those positions, and I think it's welcome news.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time this afternoon. Lomnu Kwalija is a lecturer at the Gempa Faculty of Law, sharing with us his expert thoughts on the bail application that has been put in by lawyers of Chairman Wontumi as he awaits the appeal that they've also put in. So just to wrap up on the show and go over the statement from the presidency that the nominees for, or the nomination for Ministry of Environment, Science and Technology is Dr. Zaneto Ajiman Rawlings. Also, she's an MP, and for the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Mahama Yariga has been nominated for that ministry. He's Majority Leader in Parliament, and Kenneth Gilbert J has been reassigned from the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources to the Ministry of Defense, and then Ahmed Ibrahim, who was at the Ministry of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, has been reassigned to the Ministry of Works, Housing and Water Resources. And this is these are the names that have been submitted following and waiting on Parliament through the Speaker for prior approval as ministers of state. Of course, there were lots of conversations about when the president was going to name substantive ministers for the two ministries that lost their ministers in that helicopter crash last year, the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry for Environment, Science and Technology. And so there we have it. Yesterday on Newsnight, we spoke to Olikem Kotoko, who seemed to, have some knowledge about what was going to happen, and said that the president had given that 1 year space in honor of the ministers who had passed on in that crash. So that's it. Log on to our website, www.metrotvonline.com, for more news on this. Before I go, let me say a big happy birthday to a brother, Richard Crenshaw, also known as Ricardo, inside Takoradi. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you, Ricardo. God bless you and have yourself a very, very great day, Ricardo. Very good brother from Takoradi, Richard Crenshaw. Have yourself a very, very big happy birthday. God bless you. So that's it for the show. My name is Desmond Krikudan. Many thanks for joining us all through from Monday to today. We're back at 7 p.m. with Newsnight. Enjoy the rest of our programs. Bye-bye.
Greater Accra, Gamashi. Are you ready for the biggest festival carnival in Ghana? Is the Gahomo Carnival 2026. Starting from Thursday 6th to Sunday 9th of August 2026. The heartbeat of Ghana will echo from Jamestown Manchabola, flowing through the historic Atanos High Street back to Lighthouse. Witness and experience 4 unforgettable days, 1 historic destination. Gamashi, 6th August, Red Thursday, So Be. The legendary homecoming procession. 7th August, White Friday, Dressed in white and experience the Twin Festival, culture, tradition and music. Saturday, 8th August, Homowo Red Saturday. The grand climax. Join thousands in the sea of red and display of royalty as Galhashi comes alive with spectacular sprinkling of popoi, followed by a mega concert featuring Ghana's biggest music stars. Sunday, Owala. Come dressed in white. A day of thanksgiving, reconciliation and a powerful gospel concert to crown Homowo, celebrating 200 years of Katamanso. Date 6th to 9th August. Venue Jamestown Manchabona. Crowd is calling. Gamashi is waiting. Don't just hear it. Come and live it. For vendorship slots, call.
Main Media Partners. Media Partners.
From finding your dream home to building a legacy for your family, the Homeowner Show has been your trusted guide.
How sure are you what you're getting is the right land? And it has to do with searches, land commission, checking social planning authority, checking everything to make sure that what you are buying is not a problem or a challenge prone transaction.
The stress of even not owning a house and constantly coughing up to rent is a big issue.
Join me, Hannah Atiasi, and my distinguished panelists as we delve into exciting conversations.
Season 3 of The Homeowner Show, every Saturday at 6 p.m., only on Metro TV. Don't just own a house, build a legacy for your family.
Chicken. Yeah, you know what to do. Parents, guardians, your Saturdays are about to be beautiful, exciting and entertaining on Metro TV. You are going to enjoy what is called massive home entertainment with Funny Face. I am back again, children. We are about to celebrate in your schools. We are about to dance in your schools. We are about to do everything we'll do in your schools. You will enjoy, I will enjoy, neighbors will enjoy, everybody will enjoy. Children, be ready. We are going to do chicken, cow and chicken, cow and chicken. You just flap your armpit, open it, flap it, open it, flap it. Yeah. You see me in your school, you just open your armpit and you flap it. Chicken, that's all. You know what to do, my brother.
Time with the Children's President, coming soon on Metro TV.
Metro TV, Original TV, Original FM, and Metro Digital, under the auspices of the Office of the Chief of Staff, proudly present the Clean Conference 2026 under the theme Assessing Ghana's Progress Towards UN SDGs Agenda 2030. SDG 6, Clean Water and Sanitation, SDG 7, Clean Energy, and SDG 12, Responsible Consumption and Production. Friday, 21st August 2026, 9 a.m. at the City Conference Hall, University of Ghana, Legon, Accra. With just 4 years to achieve the UN SDGs 2030, how far has Ghana come? The answers begin with one national conversation, the Metro and Original Sanitation Conference, with the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra. The Clean Conference, bringing together government, development partners, traditional authorities, industry players, academia, civil society, young people, and all Ghanaians. change is not only in conference rooms, so there will be a cleanup exercise on Saturday, 22nd August 2026, also led by the Chief of Staff. Join thousands of volunteers for this massive cleanup exercise across the major streets of Accra. Metro Clean Conference. Wahuni Diema on Mining Tumpo.
In a time where noise is loud, but clarity is rare, one program is changing the conversation. Welcome to the Intelligence Desk. This is not a talk show. This is a working studio. Each week, we break down the biggest national and global issues from AI and digital transformation to trade, jobs, governance, and national competitiveness, and turn complexity into practical, usable knowledge. Sharp questions, structured thinking, real solutions built live on air. With resident resource person Dr. David King Boyson, the show moves beyond commentary, designing frameworks, mapping strategies, and holding decision makers accountable. From the big issue briefing to the strategy lab to the innovation and opportunity board, every episode delivers tools you can use. If you care about Ghana's future, if you value clarity over chaos, if you believe leadership requires intelligence, then this is your desk. The Intelligence Desk, hosted by RSM Kofi Dole Lawson on Metro TV, where Ghana thinks forward.
Yeah, you know what to do. Parents, guardians, your Saturdays are